Home free, literally. Imagine missing 5 years of mortgage payments, and instead of being shown the door, you're given the keys for free. Randy Zallen says it is happening right now. Stacey Schneider says for everyone else making payments, this happens to stink. And the argument is for this, so to bring it up to speed, and you guys know it, is that the statute of limitations is around, the legal process, 5 years are up, boom, house is yours. Weird.
It's very odd. And the courts don't know what to do with the situation because they are handing over the keys. And one judge actually issued, in his opinion, I've never seen language like this before. He gave a house away to someone who hadn't made a mortgage payment in 5 years, gave it free and clear to them, and said the court needed to gargle to put up with the bad taste in its mouth for having to do this under the statute of limitations.
Is that true, that 5 year thing? If you can't resolve it, or you know, like Bank of America and all these other that have people in foreclosure, you don't resolve it in 5 years, it's theirs?
There are statutes of limitations, I believe, that are specific to foreclosure proceedings. And then, of course, you have your breach of contract, breach of the promissory note, which generally speaking would be 6 years. But, you know, what are we talking about? First of all, who is in the best position to avoid this problem? If the bank had simply started the action, then that would be the end of the problem.
Well, they did. To be fair, now every time the president came out with another mortgage rework program, that moved the clock again.
Then don't do it.
I agree.
Then don't do it. Again, it comes back to responsibility.
But imagine being the responsible homeowners who didn't go that route for whatever reason, and they're looking at this, are you kidding me? Charlie just got his mortgage forgiven.
You're going to go to a better place then when your time is up. But the reality is...
No, you're not. You think guys like, oh, so you got your mortgage for free.
But the reality is, once again, it comes down to responsibility and rules. You have to follow the rules. If I don't get here on time, I don't get on television.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
What's going to happen? Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and say, hey, it's pay dirt. If you can go 5 years without making a payment, it takes them so long to legally settle it. We're not going to pay.
Yeah, it sends a bad message. And the problem is...
Randy's okay with that message.
You know, Randy, there's another reality that I'm thinking of, which is the mortgage rules and the lending rules and the foreclosure rules have changed 69 times by the federal government since the crisis.
To accommodate the banks.
But
to accommodate
every day the rules are changing, and the banks can't keep up, and different states have different statute of limitations. So you have banks with big portfolios and houses in different states, and you've got 6 years here and 5 years there, and statute. So
it's not. It's the 6 year is for what?
You have your breach of contract, breach of the promissory note.
Well, which is it a first come? Is it the 5 year thing that you?
Well, no. Different states have.
Correct.
Bottom line, whether it's 5 or 6, these people are going to skate free.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
But they don't have to, because once again, if the bank simply commences the action within the statute of limitations, you can always negotiate after that. So who, once again, is in the best position to prevent the problem?
But don't lawyers like you guys go back and forth? No, you should have put a comma there. You should have capitalized the T.
No, you start your action. Once you start the action,
no, you don't.
Yes,
you buy time.
You file your complaint.
And I'm the guy that's trying to get out of paying my mortgage. I'm just going to say, Randy, keep pushing this thing back. Just say they didn't dot the I. That's
a different issue. Once the bank files the complaint.
I think I know a little bit more about law than you do, young man.
But I'll bet you know nothing about not paying bills, so then I do. So
okay.
The reality is, if they file the action, the statute of limitations issue is moot.
But here's the flip side. They're going to argue, well, a lot of people are going to get annoyed, but if all of these thousands of people have flooded the market with their foreclosed homes, it would have led to a real estate crash worse than they had. I find that hard to believe, though.
Well, I mean, there is a filing problem and a backlog problem with the courts, but banks...
If your neighbor did this, would you be mad at the neighbor?
Am I going to be angry with someone for not making their mortgage payments on a personal loan?
You made it. That person sells their house, condo, whatever.
And they walk away with the keys?
They walk away because there's no mortgage.
Because they don't have to pay?
None. They pay dirt.
I'd be angry because the statute of limitations...
I think you would.
It would. It's acting like a loophole.
Randy's not angry.
No,
I wouldn't. I
don't know what God you pray to.
If you let your house go into disrepair and now it affected the value of my house, I might be angry.
Someone has a $500,000 house and they owe mortgage on it. They're duly making payments. The next door neighbor all of a sudden has no obligation, make a $500,000 clear. Not right.
And if the person won the lottery or was left an inheritance, should I be angry?
Yeah, you are like
but the law is letting
shifting
people.
lawyer.
It's almost like just stroking people to do the wrong thing.
It's stroking, all right.
Situation.
Guys, thank you very, very much. I don't know, the two of you. All right, but they're good. They're good. Meanwhile, 8 months, can you believe this? 8 months after Robin Williams killed himself in his home, now his family is, fighting over the stuff in that home.
Ameriprise asked people a simple question. Can you keep your lifestyle in retirement?
I don't want to think about the alternative.
I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, no one knows how their money's going to last.
I try not to worry, but you worry. What happens when your paychecks stop?
Because everyone has retirement questions, Ameriprise created the exclusive Confident Retirement approach to get the real answers you need. Start building your confident retirement today.
Nice morning, Scott.
Hi. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.